involved, and then what what's your goal?
So
here? What's
actually
can I get you something?
Oh no, I'm fine. I appreciate
Sure.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
thanks. So, do you know who John Bradshaw is?
Mm-hmm.
So John has a class that he does at BYU for Silicon Slopes.
Okay.
It's kind of an internship-based class. And basically, the goal of Silicon Slopes is to promote Utah tech business.
Yep.
And so they were looking for a bunch of students to kind of help them out on that end, to help interview entrepreneurs like yourself and find out more about what's going on in Utah and how to promote those businesses to attract, I guess, to foster a better entrepreneurial community here within Utah. And so our role is to interview guys like you,
people. Okay.
And then it benefits us because we make connections with people like you and it's a good learning experience for us. That's one thing I've really enjoyed is learning from these interviews. So that's kind of my role is just simply to do the interviews. So,
but the goal is, so I haven't checked it out, but Silicon Slopes has a website. The goal is to publicize things.
So I think the ultimate.
I know there's different events, right? Mm-hmm. And I know
in Silicon Slopes, they typically don't put on events themselves. I know they partner with a lot of people, but John's told me kind of the ultimate goal would kind of be to become like a tech crunch of Utah.
Okay.
And just be posting, kind of have a lot of blogging these interviews and creating a place where people can come and communicate their ideas and what's going on and stuff in Utah to help foster that community. So that's kind of the goal. It's growing. It's in process, and but we've done quite a few interviews so far, and a lot of people have helped out a lot, and it's been good so far. So so I'm just
you had said at some point that I don't think you emailed or I didn't look at the questions.
No.
What's the general what are you trying to?
So two things. One, I'll ask you a little bit about Lucid Chart and kind of have you. It's kind of an opportunity, I guess, for you to promote that. I mean, a lot of people see the Silicon Slopes website, and so I'll kind of ask you a few questions, what's going on there, and your goals with the company and things. And then I've just got a couple basic questions for you on entrepreneurship and advice you have for kind of the entrepreneurial community here in Utah. So
Okay.
Is that okay?
Sure.
So I guess to get started, I'll just kind of ask you about your experiences in entrepreneurship. Have you been an entrepreneur your whole life? And kind of what have been your experiences that have led you to this point?
Right. Well, I guess I would say that, to answer the question, have I been an entrepreneur my whole life? Probably the answer to that is no. I mean, this is my first shot at actually running a company and starting a company myself or with a partner. I've sort of been around the ecosystem for quite a while, going from, so I was an engineer by training originally and then a lawyer, and then moved out to Silicon Valley and sort of did the Silicon Valley startup practice. So my whole career when I was a practicing lawyer was basically helping mainly small companies get started, so startup tech companies, with everything from actually meeting the guys who had an idea and wanted to form an entity through various transactions like organizing the company, hiring people, funding, including venture financings, and then ultimately exits if they sold the company and things like that. So I've done that professionally, and I've actually helped several friends get things off the ground and sort of participate one way or the other. But that was always a little bit from the outside or from the helping side, as opposed to being sort of jumping in the middle of it. So yeah, with Lucid Chart and Lucid, this is my first time actually jumping in and saying this is what I'm doing on my own.
Cool. So how did you get involved with Lucid Chart and maybe explain a little bit what Lucid Chart does?
Sure. So let me talk first about what Lucid Chart does. So the idea for Lucid Chart is pretty straightforward. It's a diagramming application that is collaborative in real time and delivered in the cloud. So the idea is, it's more of a work/business kind of a productivity tool, but a lot of people have used Microsoft Visio before, so you sort of think about Visio delivered through the cloud, sort of like Visio meets Google Docs, right? So you get not only delivered through the browser, but you get real-time collaboration so that multiple people can be working on the same document and diagram at the same time. All your changes are merged and synced instantaneously. And then you get all the other benefits of being a cloud-based application, so that all the changes are stored online, so that you can have a very detailed document history of who made what changes when, and all sorts of benefits like that. You get a lot of easy integration with online resources. So, for example, it was pretty simple for us to integrate in Google Image Search and Icon Finder, which is basically provides a bunch of icons. So, as you're drawing your diagram, you need a picture of something, or you need a Facebook icon. It's trivially easy just to punch it into the search box. It pulls up right there, and then you just drag it right onto the canvas. So that's the basic idea behind Lucid Chart. The goal with it